Hi friends, in today's video I'm going to show you how I'm going to repot this mini Phalaenopsis orchid, and I'm going to be seemingly breaking the rules. Now, one of the rules is that you should never repot an orchid that's in bloom. Now, this orchid has been in bloom for several months. It grew a new flower stalk, is about to rebloom off of the old flower stalks, and it's super healthy, so it is okay. Your orchid is not going to die if you repot it. If you need to do it, go ahead. The other rule that I'm going to break is that this orchid is in a clear plastic pot. That's not the only type of pot that you can grow orchids in. I have orchids in clay pots, in clear plastic pots, in opaque plastic pots, and others. Your orchid will be just fine. And in fact, I'm going to place this orchid into this pot. You just want one that's slightly bigger. So this is probably maybe an inch bigger or so. I wouldn't go more than 2 inches in diameter bigger than the old pot. And the other rule that I'm going to break, it's not really a rule, but so many people think that orchids can't grow successfully indoors in sphagnum moss. But that's simply not true. You just have to learn to water and not pack the moss too tightly and make sure that your orchid is getting enough light. Most people fail with their orchids because they're not getting enough light and they're not watering properly. So let's get to repotting. First thing we're going to do is water this orchid. You can see the roots are silvery white. They need water. And I'm going to let it soak for about 10 minutes or so. And this will make the roots more flexible and less prone to break. And I'm also going to moisten some sphagnum moss in a bowl. And I'm just going to break up any clumps and let it soak for another, good 10 minutes or so. Then go ahead and squeeze the excess water out. And then I'm going to fluff it up in a bowl here so it's not too compacted. And this one is growing in a peat plug, so I'm going to remove all the old medium. I actually screwed up and didn't show the footage for that, but it's boring anyway. And next, I'm just going to rinse off all the roots. Now, if you see any dead roots, if you see any squishy roots, go ahead and trim them off. This one is totally fine. Now, this root is yellow, but there's nothing wrong with it. The only reason it's yellow is because it wasn't receiving any light. As long as the roots are firm and plump, you're fine. Next, I'm going to make a nest in the middle of the roots of this orchid, and then continue to put some sphagnum moss gently around the edge, and then I'll gently insert it inside of the new pot. This is a 4-inch pot. And go ahead and put a little bit more moss on top, but keep the moss below the crown of the plant and don't bury any leaves. After a day or so, go ahead and water and check the caption for more details.